Hey guys, and welcome back to another one of my videos. This one is indoors again, and it's a little bit different from what I normally would be doing. This one clearly has nothing to do with metal, because it's here. There's a hot glue gun, and there are some paintbrushes. Now, I'm not saying you couldn't feebly attempt to glue pieces of metal together, but you could try and it would not work. You can get it as solid as you think it would be, and it would simply fall apart. There's a reason that it's welding and not hot glue. There's no shortcuts there. But today, because it's starting a bit too hard outside, a bit too cold for me to be able to go and work my garage, I decided I was just gonna do something kind of screwy, kind of fun today. I actually have some projects. I had some butterflies I bought from Walmart a while back, and they're rather fun, I like to think, to look at. My project is obviously not going to end up looking like this at all, because I am going to be working with a bare minimum. These are actually what I bought, and I rather enjoy them because I just think they're really fun. And out of all the things I prefer to usually have as decorations, I just picked these up because they're rather amusing, and they now decorate my window space that I'm currently using for my light source. And these ones have a clip on them, so I can hang them up, which I'm gonna put this one back now. The point being is that in order to occupy some of my time today and keep from extreme boredom settling in from being indoors all day, I'm going to try and DIY one of these. I did try to do one a day or so ago, and it ended up not working too well because I didn't really know what I was doing. Hoping this one will turn out a little bit better. If it doesn't, then this is just a DIY, not so do-it-yourself working project. So let's start trying to do this here. I'm just gonna sketch out a really loose idea here of the butterfly I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use a typical bean-shaped body here, long elongated bean. Put some lines in there. Give it some antennas. Now the wings, let's see, let's just go with typical butterfly wings. Those actually look more like moth wings. We might be making a moth now actually instead of a butterfly. Either way, it's going to be a thing with wings on it. I think that one's a bit smaller than the other. That always happens, I swear. I make butterflies. This happened since I was a kid. I think everyone does this, maybe. When you're drawing a butterfly, your symmetry never seems to line up perfectly. It's rather difficult to do at times. So we're gonna do solid here and solid here, and we're gonna open up a spot right here. It's gonna be open, with some stripes in there. This does look more and more like a moth the more that I'm making designs on him. We'll do this solid, we'll put some holes in here. That looks relatively okay. Maybe we'll design some on the outside so he looks a little more excited. That's probably good, I think. I think we got a pretty good butterfly going there. Moth butterfly. Here's some, oh, there goes my hot glue gun stick. I just threw my hot glue gun too. Okay, well I have these ones, it's okay. So here comes the next step. Now I watched plenty of DIY projects, and I've always laughed at their use of hot glue gun because there are obviously cases where it doesn't make any sense. I've seen hot glue gun shoes, and I've seen hot glue gun hats, and I've seen hot glue gun DIY electronics, which is as insane as it sounds, and doesn't quite work or look attractive by any means. This probably will not look that attractive. This is more so just for fun though, so I am using the hot glue gun because I thought it'd be interesting to try. I've used hot glue gun quite a bit in my life, usually for projects where maybe I got too lazy to sew it shut, and so I just hot glue gunned the seam together. Not a good way to do things, by the way. Don't cut corners if possible. I learned from my mistakes very quickly when I squeezed one of my things I made one time and it exploded into my room. There's beads and filling foam everywhere. So don't cut corners, and don't just use hot glue gun as a last minute solution. It does come in handy for what it needs to do. I mean, if you want to glue paper together or glue other things together, go for it. But it's not typically meant for things like this. So let's try this. I've seen videos where people hot glue onto this kind of paper and it just lifts off. I don't think it's gonna do that, but we can try. And if it doesn't, then I'm just gonna have to do a lot of cutting for it. So we'll just just start here. I'm gonna hot glue gun, if you notice, in a way that mimics the way I TIG. I'll be uploading some videos of my TIGging processes, but I TIG with support for the smoothest lines, so I'm going to attempt to hot glue in a manner that mimics how I weld, which is a strange, probably, way to do things, so let's go first. Okay, I also don't have the best hot glue gun, so at times it'll just run out, and... yeah, just like that, okay. I already don't see this thing going well. And let's go around the bottom here. Look how shaky this is still, though. Now, unlike my TIGging, the reason I'm shaking is because I'm not squeezing my gun to make it go when I'm TIG welding. I'm just dragging the gun. But in this one, you're trying to squeeze and make a straight line. So I don't understand how the people in DIY projects ever can do this so smoothly. Because I'm shaking all over. As you can see how wiggly these lines are. I drew them pretty straight. And now they look ridiculous. And I think this gun also maybe just has a lot of resistance. So maybe it wasn't a good choice. I also forgot to put in little doodles there on the end of the wings. Let's go back and do those. There's one. And there's two. Okay. Okay, those are in place. Let's do the ones on this side too that I forgot. Because I forgot my own design even though it's drawn right in front of my face. That's my bad. Let's get its body in there. I know someone's gonna be upset because I didn't do the other wing before I did the body, even though I did it on the other side. But I just have kind of a strange way about going... I have a strange way of going about things at times, so let's just get that body in there. Here we go. Now we'll do the other wing. I'm sorry. Oh, it's a little bit higher than the other one. My butterfly is going to be a tad off center here. Okay, that's looking relatively nice, actually. Relatively, it's because it's not beautiful. Let's put some lines in here for its body. There we go. I feel like I'm in elementary school again drawing a butterfly, except for he's just a hot glue gun butterfly that if I touch, it'll burn. And I was messing around with hot glue gun the one day. I was messing around with hot glue the one day. And I was trying to do something like this to see if it would even work. And I didn't realize the hot glue gun stand was down while I was doing it. And I ended up trying to draw a line, and it smeared through the other line I just made because the hot glue gun stand was down, and so it just smeared all the way across the paper and ruined everything. And it was not a fun time. It was rather infuriating considering it dragged hot glue everywhere. The other reason I don't understand why people use hot glue guns for DIY projects usually is because of how stringy it is. It's insanely stringy, as you can maybe see here. Anytime you make a line, you end up with this. And it just, no matter how long you pull it, it just keeps going. So sometimes you'll have a line and it'll just have a massive streak going on around it. So it's not even really practical to use hot glue gun for a project, especially if you want lines everywhere, or if you're just willing to just continue on like this. And I don't really like how that looked, so I don't know why I did that. So that one looks nicer than that one. But yeah, now we're gonna go into filling this in, which is gonna be a lot of hot glue. Okay, back and forth. I don't know if that works. I don't really usually fill things in with hot glue. I need a glue stick. God, you go through a lot of glue sticks like this. Then again, I'm using short ones, so maybe I'm just not doing it the right DIY way. Oh, my hand is so shaky! I've never shook this bad, especially when welding. This hot glue gun's just killing me, you guys. I realized I forgot to trace his antennas. Oh, that's okay. We'll just, antennas will come afterwards. It'll be alright for a moment. Maybe if I just go a little bit farther out than quick lines? Oh, no, because it didn't attach. Okay, get that right back in there. Ah! See, that's what I did there again, where, I mean, thankfully it was still hot enough that it went back into itself. But if you, like, tap hot glue at all while it's still hot, or even, like, if it's in that stage where it's right before drying, but it's still warm enough to be, like, malleable, it'll mess it up, and then good luck trying to get it to unmess up, because it will look destroyed forever after that point. Which obviously is not a great thing. It's looking okay. It's getting there. I mean, it's really clear right now, which would be nice if it stayed like that. But we all know it won't, because when hot glue dries, it becomes rather solid and not see-through anymore. If I could remember the word, I would use it. But I'm afraid now of using some word that's not the word I'm looking for and getting murdered for that one. Because I want to say something like opaque, but like... all I'm thinking right now is how much this hot glue gun is putting a strain on my squeezing ability. Does that make me sound weak if I say that, like, it makes me shake to squeeze this hot glue gun? I mean, I think I just have, like, a really, like, resistant hot glue gun, and that's my problem here, because this thing never seems to hot glue smoothly. But, like, maybe I'm just too weak to squeeze a hot glue gun. I really just think it's too resistant to it. Because I've had hot glue guns that work extremely nicely, and they pour hot glue like it's no one's business, and then I have this one that just doesn't want to work nicely for me. It's a good hand workout. Oh lord, you see that right there? That's it's just, that's not gonna get fixed. That's gonna look like crap. Okay, that looks like crap. We could fill this one in. Now let's see here. Do we want to waste another entire hot glue stick? Let's just put another design in here. Let's just go off the rails a bit from what we had. There we go. Put some more lines in here. Lines are good. Let's put some lines. Kind of like a monarch butterfly, right? I mean, well, a lot of butterflies have this design. The monarch is just the first one I think of. Which is probably pretty typical, because I think a lot of people would think of a monarch butterfly when they talk about butterflies, because they're probably one of the most commonly seen. Unless you're in an area where you don't see a lot of monarch butterflies, then I would assume you might not see monarch butterfly. Why did that one cut so smoothly and that one did not? Okay, well, 5 lines. Hopefully I can get that and it doesn't look off tizzy here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's so thin. Okay, let's put another layer on there. 3, 4, if it'll work. Oh, I'm shaking so badly. I'm sorry, you guys. 4, 5. It's like the handle doesn't come out quite right. Like, it'll squeeze in, and then it just won't come back out. We'll put the antennas on now. That's probably one of the easiest pieces I could do on him, because squeeze a big amount there. And now we just gotta kind of let him dry, which he'll dry pretty quickly, at least I hope. I'm feeling rather doubtful on the whole hot glue lifts right up from this stuff. And the thing is that I'm just following what I've seen before. Maybe they meant wax paper, or, no, it's just wax paper. I mean, I've seen a lot of pages recommend, you know, this kind of stuff where it's like, oh, use wax paper because the hot glue will lift right up from it. That's a lie. It is not lifting right up from it. It's rather stuck. And this page might be, okay, so this piece right here is lifting up, but that's because it's still slightly warm, so I can still detach it. So it's almost as if you have to catch your hot glue before it can dry in order to be able to lift it up from the parchment paper. Wax paper. Wax paper, parchment paper. Kind of close, I think. I don't remember. But see, this stuff is already drying, so I don't want to lift up. But this stuff is still hot enough, I guess, that it was able to lift up. At least I think so, unless I'm under the part. No, this piece lifted up. I doubt the rest of the butterfly's coming with it, though. Unless it will. Maybe I lied. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I seriously doubt it, though. Because I hear tearing now. It may just have to do with... phone, quiet. It could just have to do with how thick you make it. I'm assuming actually that if you... Yeah, see this part's ripping here. This part's coming off this clear. I'm thinking it might have to do with how thick you make your hot glue gun lines. Like if you make them relatively thick, as I was saying, then they're more likely to lift up. But if you get it too close to the paper, kind of smear it along, then it seems like it kind of gets stuck. Because this spot right here all lifted up. This looks like a disaster, I know. This is getting rather disastrous looking. And this paper is just ripping apart. This is a mess. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna work on this real quick and see if I can get this to pull off, and we're just gonna see what the damage is afterwards. All done. Cleaning out the pieces of paper. And it's not beautiful, which, you know, was to be expected. But now it's time to paint it, which hopefully will salvage something. I highly doubt it, but it might. So we're gonna go with black, because, I don't know, people probably think it's edgy or something. I think it's better for black. But I'm gonna be doing it black and purple. And then I also have extreme glitter, because it was on sale one day, and I decided that why not just own some extreme glitter? It will definitely come in handy, which there's nothing wrong with extreme glitter. So let's just paint this. Okay, it's interesting to try to paint hot glue because it's kind of hit and miss with whether or not it's going to go on nicely or not. I've seen some people paint things with hot glue that just got kind of like smeary and just came right off. I'm gonna roll up my sleeve so I don't end up getting it dirty. I don't know why I chose to wear white to paint something black. I don't think I thought ahead very well. But I've seen some people paint their items with hot glue and they kind of just like smear across like that. But this one seems like it's working relatively okay. Maybe it's because I'm kind of being careful with how I paint and I'm not getting really on in there with it. I'm just kind of painting lightly so it covers it. Not too thick, but that one's fun. That's fun to paint right there. We're slowly covering up the monstrosity that was hot glue, and it's looking okay so far. I don't want to give it props just yet, but it is looking okay, except for I can see all the hot glue lines on here. I can see all the little spots of hot glue lines that are getting caught up in here now, and it's... Oh dear, there they are. There they are, guys. They're all over. That's another problem with hot glue projects, is once you paint it, you can see all the hot glue gun lines. You might not think you can, but the minute you put the paint on there, they suddenly become very obvious because it all becomes quite lumpy. Oh, I'm picking up the garbage from around the thing. Ah! Let's just brush those away. And my workspace is actually kind of strange because I use a desk in my room for my craft stuff. The problem being is that I only have the one window in my room, which is my most natural source of light. My actual lights are a bit too orangey in color, so anytime I film with those, it makes it all kind of look like I'm filming in a sepia tone world, which I suppose is okay at times, but when I'm doing crafts and stuff, I don't really want to live in sepia tone because I'm trying to get other colors that don't look like they're bathed in orangish yellow light. Yeah, looks okay. We just want that dry kind of quickly here, which is already kind of dry. But my craft station is just my desk with a blanket over it because I don't want to ruin the wood that's under here. But it's my only area that I can work on, so I have to kind of just make do with it. And then I have this craft board, which has seen better days. I've painted all over it, I have cut into it, I have done clay on it, so there's clay smudged into it in places. It's just my craft base, essentially. Let's do some purple. Purple here. So I work with what I have here, and for the most part, I mean, it works just fine because I'm not doing anything that requires a huge setup or anything. I'm doing a lot of stuff that just is kind of for fun and just needs a little bit of space for me to be able to work on. Oh, that was still a little wet, I guess, so I should just be careful here and go over here while that side dries. If you ever want to question why my workspace is somewhat maybe awkward looking, it's because I am just working with what I have here so far. And also, you probably can see my floor sometimes behind me. I think I positioned my camera in a way that's okay this time, but you can sometimes see the area back here, which I know I filmed one of my videos previously, and I haven't uploaded it yet, but I could see a whole pile of my clothes in the background because I hadn't taken all my stuff downstairs yet to wash, and so I was just, well, I didn't feel like uploading a video where you could just stare at my clothes in the background. It wasn't anything weird, it's just a pile of pants. And it seemed like it might just look lazy to leave my pile of pants in the background. But, I mean, what are you gonna do about a pile of pants, right? So, a lot of my videos, I'll just immediately be able to see the background, and sometimes maybe you can see my floor. But it's nothing special, it's just my floor. My hedgehog actually lives off to the side just a little bit, and I actually uploaded some videos of her to my Instagram too, so if you ever want to look at a hedgehog, go to my Instagram and watch the videos I have of her shuffling around, because she's kind of grumpy at times, but she is a sweetheart when she's being good about things. Oh my god, these hot glue gun lines are ridiculous. I don't understand how anybody can do this. Okay. That is really smudgy. This black is not as dry as purple. We're gonna go here now, I guess, since we're doing the lines purple. Let's do all the lines purple. It's looking okay so far. I mean, I'm not, like, taken with it. Like, I wouldn't probably pick them up like I did the butterflies I had at the store. I might not pick this enough and, spend my money on it, but it's okay for being homemade, I guess, for the most part. It's not awful. This stuff isn't going as smoothly as the black one. I did just realize though that the black I used is a kind of enamel paint, so it is a bit thicker, so that might be why it kind of has gone on smoother than this has. gonna be my assumption here. Oh, let's hope that will dry okay while I'm busy getting the glitter ready. Now I also did like the extreme glitter that I bought because it gives me my glitter effects without pouring an entire container of glitter all over the place and hating myself afterwards for doing so. Because I've poured glitter all over the place, I'm sure plenty of people have poured glitter all over the place, and it's not a fun time when you wake up and you find out that there's still glitter and it's under your sheets and now it's attached itself to your body. It's just not a very inviting time. I have glitter everywhere. I took a drink of soda, and the glitter was in my soda. That was not enjoyable. It's a bit of a piss off, but I mean I did it to myself, so I can't quite complain. So here's my extreme glitter. Yeah, that's delicious, isn't it? It's rather exciting. I mean, if you can see it, it's got a variety of colors in it. So it's kind of why I enjoy having it. Just put that back in there, let's not waste my glitter. But I'm just gonna use one of my other brushes for this, and I'm gonna put it on the spots here that were just plain black. And it's nice because since it's kind of a paste texture, when you put it on, it doesn't just, it's not gonna just flake off afterwards. Like when you glue something and you sprinkle glitter on it, it'll flake off. This won't do that. Because it's in a paste kind of paint position, it's gonna stay on there. And I haven't had any problems with any of my things that I've painted with this on, like flaking on me. So I trust my extreme glitter to do well. And I do have a blue one too also. I don't know, I think you might be able to see it off camera right here. Off camera, it's not off camera if you can see it right there, but I also have that blue because, well, they were, like I said, they were on sale, so I bought them because I don't usually use extreme glitter, but it seemed like a fun thing to have. So this is looking okay. Kind of looks galaxy, like a butterfly. It looks like a butterfly, guys. The butterfly looks like a butterfly. It looks kind of like a galaxy butterfly, that's what I meant to say. And I do apologize if the audio is like off at all during this. I am still working on getting audios to sound correctly at times. I am using the audio from my camera. I don't have a mic yet for this, which might be apparently evident from the way I'm talking, but either way, I am, again, making things work with what I have here, and that means using the audio that my camera is giving me. So I try to be as clear as possible with this. I try to, you know, make sure that it doesn't sound like I'm possibly breathing down into a microphone half the time. Let's just smear some glitter up here. It's looking good. It's looking real good, actually. I mean, real good for what I thought it was gonna look like, but I'm gonna wipe this glitter off. I'll have to wash them afterwards. I gotta wash these papers afterwards, which I hope everyone washes their papers afterwards, because if you don't, then you're gonna ruin all your paintbrushes. And then what good is it when you have a ruined paintbrush? Sorry, I threw that on top of my Now that this is more dry, let's say as it smears slightly, put another layer on. Now I did consider using my hair dryer to get this to dry faster, but part of it worried me because I didn't want to heat it. Maybe this sounds ridiculous. I didn't want to heat it maybe too much and have the paint kind of like just melt off, since it's not really like the strongest consistency being on Hotglue already as it is. But having it melt off kind of would be rather annoying. Basically a paint puddle to deal with, if you would. Ugh, it's my diamond paint. It's only diamond because it's shiny, that's it. The paints I bought, because I bought them from Joann Fabrics. If some people who don't know what that is, it's a craft store. But I bought my paints from there, and all the paints have different things on the top. Well, not all of them, but most of them have different things on the top, which help you kind of figure out which ones might be used for what. Like the black, I said, was kind of an enameled one, so it has a glass on it because I can use that for glass painting, which I also used to do. I have a variety of things I used to do. I was very hands-on. I mean, I still am hands-on. I just don't always have the supplies to do everything anymore. I used to etch glasses, paint things. I was in pottery, but I don't pottery wheel anymore. I made jewelry. I did a lot of wood burning. I have a variety of things that I enjoy doing, but I'm lacking some of the materials for now. So this butterfly is looking rather done. I feel like if I put anything more on him, it might go bad. So, oh, still kind of wet, but I do think it turned out okay compared to what I thought it was going to be. I mean, it's nothing like my butterfly from the store, obviously. It is... it's definitely not this by any means. Obviously, this is wire and mesh and plastic, and this is hot glue and paint and glitter. So I think though for being a hot glue project covered in paint and glitter, it's not bad. I suppose it would make for a nice window thingy. You could probably hang this on a window. You could put it on your wall. I don't see why not. You could even, because it's pretty lightweight, you could probably even attach it to a mesh or something. Hang it up over a mesh with a couple of these and then decorate with that. Oh, I'm dropping it. Yeah, so this ended up being not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was kind of skeptical as to how the hot glue would work out. Especially the parchment paper was still a pain in the butt though. That still did get stuck and that was still very frustrating. So I would suggest that if you do try to maybe grease the parchment paper or wax. I'll never learn to say wax then, will I? Or maybe get stronger wax paper. There might be wax paper out there that's way more not, I guess, as papery feeling as this wax paper was. Best of luck with your guys' craft. If you decide to do this, I guess, let me know. Like, send me pictures on Instagram, send me pictures wherever, I guess, and just show me if you tried this. I hope you guys enjoyed sitting and watching me make this hot glue gun piece. See you guys in the future. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.